Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep within a lush forest, lived a kindhearted woodcutter named John. John was known far and wide for his gentle nature and willingness to help others. One sunny morning, as John was walking through the forest, he heard a faint crying sound. He followed the sound and discovered a tiny, injured bird with a broken wing. Without hesitation, John carefully picked up the bird and cradled it in his hands. He knew he had to help it. John took the bird home and fashioned a small splint for its wing using a tiny twig and some leaves. He made a cozy nest for the bird and fed it with grains and water. Day by day, the bird's wing healed, and it began to chirp happily. John had made a new friend. One evening, as John was returning from the forest, he heard a voice calling for help. He rushed towards the sound and found a hungry and lost wolf cub trapped in a thorn bush. The cub whimpered in fear. Instead of being frightened, John gently untangled the cub from the thorns and carried it home. He decided to take care of the wolf cub too. John gave it food and water and made a warm place for it to sleep. As days passed, the wolf cub grew stronger and formed a strong bond with John. Now, John had two special friends, the bird and the wolf cub. They lived together in harmony. The bird perched on John's shoulder, and the wolf cub wagged its tail in joy whenever John approached. One day, news spread through the village about a ferocious wolf that had been terrorizing the forest. The villagers were frightened and planned to hunt down the wolf. John knew he had to protect his friend. He went to the village square, holding the wolf cub in his arms and the bird perched on his shoulder. He told the villagers the story of how he had rescued the cub and the bird and raised them with love and care. He explained that the wolf cub was not a threat but a gentle creature. Touched by John's story and seeing the bond between the animals and the woodcutter, the villagers decided not to harm the wolf cub. They applauded John's kindness and bravery. From that day on, John's story of compassion and friendship spread throughout the land. The villagers learned that kindness and love could overcome fear and prejudice. And so, John, the kindhearted woodcutter, continued to live peacefully in the forest with his two friends, proving that a loving heart could transform even the wildest of creatures into loyal companions. The lesson learned was that kindness knows no boundaries and can bring about understanding and harmony in the most unexpected of places. If you like the story, please like, share with your friends and family. Also subscribe the channel for more stories.